Hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha Winona. This is Winona Reads. Okay, so for today's video, I actually filmed this already. This is my second time filming. Hopefully this time goes better. Last time, my kids were coming in and out of the room. Okay, so today I have a book haul. I know I just had one. This is the first one of the year, and I think it's the first one of the year, and probably the last until around my birthday in September. I do plan on getting a couple like here and there, like when new releases and stuff, but as far as like a chunk of books, I don't plan on spending anymore. I wanted to try and do this book haul a little bit quicker than last time, without any kids, and hopefully before my battery camera dies. I keep looking at it just to double check. But let's get started before I take too long. So the first ones, this also is a book outlet haul. It's not sponsored. I'm not like an affiliate or anything. I do like the cheaper purchases. Oh, super nice, super easy as far as like customer service. Anyway, first two I picked up are Pages & Co., the second and third book, The Lost Fairy Tales and the Map of Stories by Anna James. And I read the Pages & Co. Book Wanderers, the first book. My dog's gonna start barking. I can hear a delivery truck outside. I read the first one this month, a couple weeks ago, and loved it. It was super cute. It is about a young girl, and I think this is like a good series that is so different from anything else out there. I feel like a lot of the like YA children's like lit has been, you know, post-apocalyptic or like the end of the world or like different societies, and this isn't in that. This is for like kids who love reading, love stories, and want to see someone, a girl their age and a boy, get the chance to go into these books and meet the characters. And there's a little bit of mystery and a little bit of like challenges that they face, you know, and obviously I'm sure they continue in these too. But I loved it. I bought the series for my niece, and she is still reading the first book, so I'm excited to see where it goes. And I love that like it's something that I love and I could reread when my kids are able to read this series. So I think it's so cute, and I was so happy to see that they were both on the website. And I also like that I ordered the first one I think on Amazon, maybe, I'm not sure, it might have been Book Outlet, but it was hardback, so I wanted to make sure I also got the hardback so that they all match. So I was super happy to see those listed on there. And then I got a couple of Penguin classics, since this year is like the year of me trying to get through my classics with my 2022 challenge. So I thought these were super cute additions. I'll hold them all up individually, but they are the Puffin Classics. So I got the Swiss Robinson Family by Johann Weiss. And then The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. I hope these are showing okay with this like sun glare. I don't understand what's going on with the sun or my hair or anything. So I don't know much about these classics, honestly. So I really don't have anything to say. Let me see if I can read a little bit of the back. So, Swiss Family Robinson, they are stranded at sea. The thundering waves sweep them off to a tropical island where their new life awaits them. I'm interested to see, when was this written? I'm interested to see like how a story like that written that long ago would be different from something similar written more recently, if you know what I mean. Like how they find tools and stuff, if it would be like the same, or I don't know. I'm definitely interested in that. I don't know that I'll get to it this year, but I just love having classics on my shelf, especially when I do a reading challenge like this. I like having stuff to be able to choose from. And then these two, I definitely don't know anything about these, but I did want to have some Mark Twain on my shelves because I don't. I think the only one I have is the no, that's Steinbeck. Yeah, I don't have any Mark Twain, yeah, on my shelves. So Tom Sawyer says, on the banks of Mississippi River. Oh, I didn't know that. They're like friends. Huckleberry Finn and, okay. So that's cute. So then maybe, I wonder if it matters what order you go in. I'll have to look that up. I didn't realize that they were friends. I mean, The Adventures of makes sense, but I didn't realize that they were friends. So that's fun. I wonder if there's any more too. I honestly, like I said, I've never read Mark Twain, so interested to see. The next one I got is Secrets of a Charmed Life by Susan Meisner, or Meisner. And this is a dual perspective historical fiction. So one is present day Oxford, England, with a young American scholar interviewing an elderly woman who was in the war decades ago, and then it cuts to 1940s England with everything going on with Hitler. So obviously World War II, another one of my favorite time periods. So that was on sale and I figured I would pick that one up. The next one I have is a Man Booker Prize of 2008 and a New York Times bestseller. I think I added this on my list just because it was on, or the winner of the Booker Prize, but I honestly don't know too much about it. It is The White Tiger. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Ballroom teaches us that religion doesn't create virtue, money doesn't solve any problem. I could have sworn it said, maybe not. I could have, yes, 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 yes. Okay. So it says the main character, Ballroom is a complicated man, servant, philosopher, entrepreneur, murderer, and over the course of 7 nights he explains his story. So that caught my eye. I thought that would be interesting, and especially it's nice to have prize winners on your bookshelves sometimes. Not that non-prize winners are, it's not a competition for me. I just like stuff that like catches my attention. Anyway, I already did that one. My kids play with my books when they're in my room, so like I had this pile all done. I already filmed the video and I was like, you know what, there's just gonna be too much editing. I'm just gonna redo it when they're not here. And since then they've played with the books. So like one of them I only have the cover to, the actual book is downstairs. Like my daughter just carries the books around and like my kids just open and flip through. So excuse me if I'm a little chaotic right now. The next one I have is a classic, The Little Prince. I didn't realize it was going to be a motion picture unless that sticker is old. Again, sorry for the shadows. But yeah, I have seen and actually read, I feel like a lot of quotes from this are in a lot of literature, and I've never read this. So I thought it would be something cute, and it is pretty short. But yeah, I'm just very interested in like reading classics that I haven't read before, so I thought that would be good to have on the shelves and hopefully get to this year actually, since it is so short. The next book I got is The Book of V by Anna Solomon. This has 3 women's perspectives. They all have different, I don't know if they're different times. They might be all the same, but they're different roles in life and kind of like their perspective. So like one's a wife and mother and a writer, another one is a politician's wife and has her own struggles, and then an independent woman in ancient Persia. Okay, so it has to be different time. But yeah, it just sounded super interesting, and I'm definitely getting into like outside of my comfort zone. Like I'm starting to really branch out into stuff. So like normally I'm just very much someone that either honestly a cover buy or something that is like hyped up, like everyone's talking about, so I want to see what it's about. But I mean, and that was in the Good America Book Club, so obviously whatever year it came out, I'm sure it was talked about a lot, but I haven't heard of it recently. And so it's something that I wouldn't necessarily like want to get to right away, but something that I would be glad to have on my shelves, you know, for future TBRs or whatever. The next one I have is by Christy Woodson Harvey. It's Under the Southern Sky, and she seems to be, sorry, I really am trying to deal with this light. I just don't understand. She really seems, what if I, yeah, I'll hold it back here. She seems to be, that's the last time I'm gonna say it, I swear, like a Ellen Hildebrand, but like Southern. She has a lot of contemporary books. I don't know if any of them are linked as far as like trilogies or anything, so I'll definitely have to look into that. This one, I believe was something, yeah, so this one is about like frozen embryos, and I don't really know how the stories connect. It takes place in Cape Carolina, and I personally went through IVF. Not the reason why I picked this book. I just thought it would be like a good summer read to have for, you know, this year. I think I was a little bit intrigued as far as this one because my twin boys were through IVF. My daughter was natural, but we did end up freezing our embryos after the boys and donating about 18 embryos 3 or 4 years ago. And so it's just crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about. In the state of New York, I don't have any, once, you know, we signed off and said we're gonna help other couples, and we just left it like that. It's not like anything open where people can come find us and ask us questions or anything like that as far as if they use one of the embryos. It's basically like, we're healthy, we donated our embryos, and we have no control over any of the outcomes from there. So that's weird, but I am grateful that I could do that for other people and that we were so successful in our parenting journey. And I know this is completely off topic, I'm sorry for the tangent, but I just find it interesting because I feel like in books, IVF and like fertility can be like touched on, but usually it's not like the storyline. So I'm interested to see if it is in that book. The next one I picked up is The Year of Our Love by Caterina Bonvicini. Sorry. Oy, oy, oy. But this one sounded so cute. So this one is in the 1970s Italy, and it is about an heiress or like a daughter to an heir, and I want to say like housekeeper gardener's son. So they have like a romance, and then years later they go into like different journeys throughout their life, and I think they like meet at the end, and it sounds like a very cute love story, and I've actually never heard of it. So again, trying to branch out a little bit. That one I already went through, and that one I did too. And the next one I got is An Emotion of Great Delight by Tara Maffei. And I read her previous book, A Very Large Expansive Sea, and loved. I think it should be on every high school reading list. So this was on my TBR for when it was supposed to be coming out. I don't remember when it was released, but I had wanted to get it right when it was released, and then I think, I don't remember. I think maybe I just forgot to put it in my cart, or like it didn't add up, whatever. So I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I already read that. So obviously picked that one up as well. I don't know if I've already hauled this, so again, I'm sorry. Hopefully I haven't. I think I'm also confusing myself because I have already filmed this, so I don't know. But this lighting is just killing my vibe. So this is Belgravia by Julian Fellows, or Belgravia. And this is about a duchess's ball in 1815. Okay, so they go to the ball on the eve of the Battle of Waterloo, and then the young men attending the ball find themselves the next day on the battlefield. So that sounds interesting and very aristocratic and political, but like historical fiction, which I like, obviously. So hopefully that's a good one. I had that, like, I'm not even kidding, when I first started Goodreads, I don't even know, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. It was on my original TBR. It's an OG, and I never picked it up, so I hope I get to it soon. Roseanne Brown's A Song of Wraths and Ruin. And I don't know if A Psalm of Storms and Silence came out 2020 or 2021, but I know that the second book has already been released, so I do want to get to this. This is, I think why it just reminded me like the storyline a little bit. It reminded me of a Children of Blood and Bones, I think was the first one. Just similar vibes in the idea of like a badass girl and a guy, I think. Let me see. The mom was assassinated. She wants to resurrect her mother through ancient magic, requiring the beating heart of the king by offering her hand in marriage to the victor of the competition. When Malik rigs his way into the contest, he and Karina are set on a heart-pounding course to destroy each other. So I think that was why like that push and pull between the characters made me think of the other book, and I have also seen a lot of people give it good reviews, so I'm assuming I'm gonna fall in line and like it just as well. The next one I got is another historical fiction, like women's lit, The Women of Copper Country by Mary Doria Russell. And this one is just about 1913 mining country. So okay, so it says the early labor movement. So again, it's something that I haven't read as far as like the time period. Not something that I would necessarily like pick up right this minute, but something that when I'm like in between, you know, two larger books or something, I would definitely pick that up as a historical read. I do try to not read the same genre at the same time, so you know, if I'm listening to an audiobook and it's a rom-com, then I'm probably reading like fantasy or nonfiction, something like that. I like to do different so that I don't get confused with the storylines, and it tends to work out well for me, so far. The next one is the cover, because like I said, my daughter brought the book downstairs and I just don't want to go get it right now because I'm trying to be super fast for my battery life. But this one is The Plaza by Julie Satow, The Secret Life of America's Most Famous Hotel. And it caught my eye because not only do I like architecture, of course, I think I mentioned that in one of the other hauls, but it was interesting because I know as far as like time periods, I don't know how the book is like divided, if it's divided like per decade or anything like that, but obviously there have been some like popular like celebrities and writers and stuff like that, so I didn't know, I mean I haven't like skimmed through it or anything, but I thought I would give it a try to see maybe if it has any like information about like who has stayed there, or if it's more of like when it was built kind of thing, like the era. But either way, I think that's pretty cool, and I haven't read a lot of like nonfiction about architecture. I normally just like picture books, so it's definitely gonna be something different for me, but I'm hoping that I like it. And I just want to double check quick. I'm gonna turn this off to save the battery and see that I got through everything that fast, because the last time it felt like it took forever with the kids. But I think that might be it for books, so let me just double check. I'll be right back. I mean, like, what is this lighting? I don't even know. Okay. So it's not any better. There we go. So I do think that was it as far as the books. I might have forgotten one or two. I see one over on my shelf right now, actually, on my nightstand. But anyway, I do think that is the end of the book haul. I am going to do my February. I'm so excited for this. So I did have y'all pick on my Instagram. I did a poll to see who I'd be reading as far as a classic for February, so I'm excited to do that announcement and do the first couple drinks to get with the book. I'm not going to even mention it on here who was picked. I'm going to do completely separate for that. But I am going to have a couple of different options, so I might do like a read a page or read a chapter to see which one I actually want to pick, because I think his writing is a little bit dense, but we'll see. I do want to get to the second book in the Pages & Co. trilogy. Or maybe there's 4. I think there's another one coming out soon. I literally have like 10 pages left of The Catcher in the Rye. I am finishing it tonight. The last 2 nights I have sat down with the kids being all crazy, and I put their show on, you know, to relax. And my husband, he volunteers on certain nights, and he has like a darts league that he goes to. So it's just been me with the kids. So I've been trying so hard to finish this book the last 2 nights, and I keep like falling asleep towards the end. I have like 10 pages left. So this thing is getting read tonight. I'm finishing it. It has taken me forever. I'm excited that this is the last week of January so I can do my wrap up for January and give you all of my thoughts. I've listened to quite a bit of audiobooks. I think I have like 7 or 8 books so far this month. So a lot of stuff coming. Stay tuned. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, do the notifications. And yeah, I will see you soon. Bye.